for 4 years and it's been exhausting. What I've heard you say the last 2 days is that, one, we do acknowledge that there's never been a tree-related breach, which is nice to hear, because it's true. And two, that NYPA stepped into the role as a parent agency of the Canal Corporation, carrying baggage into the relationship that puts NYPA directly at odds with the many values of the canal. That as a regulated power authority, you are highly risk adverse and primarily concerned with liability. There's a big difference between safety, which is for us, and concerns about liability, which is about you. I understand your concern about safety, and we all want to be safe, but we have to have a balance between safety and the other important values of the canal, or we would never get in our cars if we were only worried about safety, about risk. You have said that at the end of the day, the choices you make boil down to judgment, which is, of course, all anyone can do is to use their best judgment. But here's the thing, you're basing your judgment on your skills as engineers, and that is a very narrow, and can I say, not very creative vision. In order for the best judgment to be exercised, it's essential to have a diverse group of people at the table. We have said that over and over. As engineers, you have blind spots, just like everybody else. And in order to serve the people who love the Erie Canal, it's imperative that you consult with other experts who can bring their best judgment. If you want our trust, you have to actively demonstrate that you have been really listening. Talk to people who know more than you about trees and vegetation and soil, which is different than dirt, and climate change and extreme weather events. We need a very much bigger toolbox than you have right now. We appreciate that you've made this effort to conduct these meetings, but all of this dialogue is pointless if you don't significantly improve your guidebook to reflect all the values of our 524-mile park-like